Welcome to my channel where we dive into the biggest what-if scenarios shaping our world. Today we're exploring a chilling possibility, no pun intended. What if the Arctic, the frozen frontier at the top of our planet, becomes the next global battlefield? With melting ice, untapped resources, and rising geopolitical tensions, the Arctic is heating up in ways that could reshape global power dynamics. Let's break it down. Hit that subscribe button and let's get started. The Arctic is more than just ice and polar bears. It's a region rich in resources and strategic value. Beneath the ice lies an estimated 13% of the world's undiscovered oil, 30% of its natural gas, and massive deposits of rare earth minerals critical for modern technology. Add to that new shipping routes opening up as the ice melts, like the northern sea route along Russia's coast, and you've got a geopolitical hotspot. But why a battlefield? Let's look at the players. 5 countries border the Arctic Ocean, and they're all staking claims. Russia's leading the charge, with the largest Arctic coastline and a massive military buildup. They've reopened Soviet-era bases, deployed advanced radar systems, and tested hypersonic missiles in the region. Meanwhile, Canada and Denmark are expanding their Arctic naval presence, and the U.S. is ramping up exercises with NATO allies. Even non-Arctic powers like China are getting involved, calling themselves a near-Arctic state and investing in polar infrastructure. Why the rush? Climate change is the game changer. The Arctic is warming 4 times faster than the rest of the planet. By 2050, parts of the Arctic Ocean could be ice-free in summer, making resource extraction and shipping easier than ever. But this also means overlapping territorial claims. Under international law, countries can claim an exclusive economic zone 200 nautical miles from their coast. But some nations like Russia and Denmark are pushing for more, claiming the seabed under the North Pole itself. Now let's talk conflict. What could spark a battle? Scenario 1, a dispute over resources. Imagine 2 nations drilling in the same contested seabed. A standoff between drilling rigs could escalate into a naval confrontation. Scenario 2, control of shipping routes. The Northern Sea route could cut shipping times between Asia and Europe by weeks, but Russia's charging hefty fees and demanding oversight. What happens if another nation challenges that? Scenario 3, military miscalculation. With more exercises, submarines and drones in close proximity, one wrong move, like a collision or misfired missile, could spiral out of control. But would it really come to war? The Arctic's harsh environment makes large-scale conflict tricky. Sub-zero temperatures, unpredictable weather, and vast distances strain logistics. Plus, NATO's presence, with members like Norway and Canada, acts as a deterrent to outright aggression. But smaller skirmishes or hybrid warfare, like cyber attacks on Arctic infrastructure or sabotage of undersea cables, are real risks. And don't forget, Russia's Arctic military bases are already equipped for both defense and offense. So, what's the fallout if the Arctic becomes a battlefield? First, the environment. War would devastate an already fragile ecosystem. Oil spills, disrupted wildlife, and accelerated ice melt could push the Arctic past a tipping point. Second, global trade. Conflict could disrupt new shipping routes, spiking costs for goods worldwide. Third, escalation. A regional conflict could draw in global powers, turning a local dispute into a broader confrontation. Think Cold War 2.0, but in sub-zero conditions. Can we avoid this? Diplomacy is key. The Arctic Council, which includes all Arctic nations, has kept the peace so far, focusing on cooperation over competition. But as stakes rise, strengthening agreements like the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea could prevent disputes. Technology, like satellite monitoring, could also reduce miscalculations. The Arctic's future hangs in the balance. Will it be a zone of cooperation or a new global flashpoint? That's up to the world's leaders, and us, by staying informed. What do you think? Could the Arctic spark the next big conflict, or can we cool tensions before they boil over? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's biggest what-ifs. Until next time, stay curious.